Welcome to this Yoga for Chronic Pain spine series. We're going to walk through a gentle practice to build strength and stability into our lower back and open up the hips. All right, we're going to begin sitting with the legs crossed. You can always sit in a chair if this feels really uncomfortable, or you can lean up against a wall so you have a support for your back. Another option is to sit on a pair of yoga blocks to lift the hips higher than the knees, and that can definitely help improve your posture when sitting on the floor. So I just have kind of two blocks next to each other as my little seat. If you notice, it's a lot easier for me to sit up straight. So when you find a position that works for you, you're going to just bring your hands right onto your thighs. We're going to start with some easy breath work right in through the nose, out of the nose. Let's start with about 3 counts for the inhale and 3 counts for the exhale. If 3 counts doesn't work for you, you can always change the duration. Just keep the inhale and the exhale even. All right, let's begin. So as we begin this practice, take notice of how the mind and the body feels. Notice if you have any tension in the back or the hips or even in the mind. And without any judgment, we're just going to see and listen to what the body is trying to tell us. Sometimes the body is asking for movement, and sometimes the body asks for less movement if you're a very active person and you might need rest. So our body is always speaking to us, but it's up to us to listen. Let's take 5 more breaths. All right, open the eyes. When you're inhaling, you're going to lift the shoulders up towards the ears, and then we're going to roll the shoulders back, massaging our shoulder blades, starting with the upper body, the upper part of our spine, which tends to kind of lose its form when we are working on the computer a lot or sitting at a desk, looking down. So gentle rolls. And it's very important in yoga, this class, and really any class, is you know your body better than anyone. So avoiding movements and poses that will irritate whatever you have going on is important. It takes discipline and kind of moving away from our ego. So now we're going to actually go the opposite direction, roll the shoulders up and then forward. We need to remove the ego and about trying to compete with ourselves, with the people next to us when we're practicing, and really just honor our body and our limits exactly where it's at today. That's kind of the key to healing the body. All right, one more time. Awesome. All right, I'm going to come off the blocks. We're going to start with a hip opener. So to keep it really simple, you might find it helpful to just cross the legs, right? Like a crisscross applesauce, as they call it. Right? If this is easy for you, you might go a little bit more and stack shin over shin. And if it doesn't look like this, that's okay. You might look like this with the knee up. An option is you can place a block under the lifted knee, or you can place a block in front of the opposite knee, but have the foot, that top foot, on sitting on the block. So I like all of the options. I'm actually going to try today this one because I don't usually do this one. All right, inhale. So feel the sit bones grounding down. Lift up through the chest. We're thinking about our spine comes first, especially in this class. The back stays straight. And then we're going to just lean forward just enough to feel some opening, some stretches in the outside of the right hip. And then let's breathe. All right, our last breath here. And then we're going to inhale, start to lift the head back up. Let's take that other leg. So the left leg now will cross the front shin, or if you're taking a little bit more intense, you're going to cross left shin over right shin. If the left knee looks like this, you're going to place a block or maybe a rolled up towel, blanket, anything like that, a pillow. And then inhale, sit down through the sit bones, lift through the chest, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, you're going to lean forward. Just enough. We're not forcing it, and we're not pulling, we're not pushing. We're allowing the breath to take us into the pose. So feel the shoulders relaxed. Notice if they're kind of hunched up or hiking up to your ears. And keep the breath even. All right, let's release. Inhale, lift up the head and chest, and take the blocks to the side. Grab a strap. You might use a towel, a dog strap, a leash. We're going to lay on our back. I'm going to bring my right foot into the strap, so strap around the ball of the right foot. And I'm going to start with my left knee bent and the left foot flat. I'm going to inhale and bring this knee closer to my face. Relax the shoulders. We're not going really hard. We're not yanking. We're not rocking, right? Yoga is about relaxing into poses, not forcing, not bouncing around, right? Just using the breath to move the energy through the body, help relax those pain signals that our brain is sending. Sometimes when we get stuck in long-term chronic pain, there's not really even much going on inside the body as much as the mind is still stuck in a fight and flight and contracts and tries to protect ourselves from pain, but it's not really helping us after a while. So the breath allows the nervous system to calm down, and then these gentle movements will allow us to retrain the body to let it know it's safe to move. And exhale, release. We're going to bring this foot down. Now let's do the left side. So left foot with the strap. We're going to extend the left heel up. I'm going to give a little pull just to feel, you just want to feel back right here into the leg. Our last breath here. And exhale, release. You can bring that left foot down. All right, we're going to hug the right knee in towards the chest. So interlace the palms, interlace the fingers, grab the palms to the shin, and maybe extend this left leg down. Notice I press the left leg down and firm. So I hug the right knee in, and I take it a little bit wider towards the armpit. And breathe. So feeling a compression in the right front hip. Maybe you feel some opening in this left hip. Just kind of depends on your flexibility. And exhale, release. Take the right leg to the floor. Inhale, pull the left knee in towards the chest, towards the armpit. And anchor the right leg down. And relax the neck, shoulders, and upper body. And stay present for the next 5 breaths. And exhale, release. So something to take note of, please, if you're dealing with lower back stuff, avoid bringing the knees directly into the chest. This can irritate the lower back. Even though it's something that might feel good initially, it can delay our healing. So I like when I'm dealing with people with back pain to avoid this one where we're crunching the body in. If anything, take the knees wide and apart from each other. And notice how the pelvis stays in a neutral position. Much better for the back. So this actually feels really good. Let's hold it here. So knees apart, our tailbone and the pelvis still connected to the mat. Right, feeling the opening in the groin. Great. Inhale, bring the knees together, and let's release. All right, I'm going to roll over. So proper way to get up off the floor with anyone, but especially if you're dealing with anything in the spine. So we want to first roll over onto our side. And then we use this top arm. Notice my back stays straight as I press myself up to sitting. Okay, so rolling or trying to jerk yourself up off the floor is not going to be promoting healing, right? Makes sense? All right, great. So now we're moving on. We're going to work into this hip flexor. So starting on the knees, I'm going to step my right foot forward. I'm going to have some blocks nearby. If you're at home and you have like a table nearby to hold on to, that works great too. All right, pay attention to this. So as we lean, we're going to come into a lunge, right, with the front knee bent. Notice I have an arch in my back, a curve, right? So we're going to fix that a little bit. We're going to straighten the right leg, and I'm going to bring my rib cage over my pelvis and kind of shorten this area in the belly. Now, maintain this, lean forward. And now I really feel it in the left hip. That's where we want. And we also are building stability around the lumbar spine without overstretching the hip and without putting too much of a back bend into the lower back. I also like to drive that right foot down, kind of press down. And the back knee, I almost like to pull it forward. So we're not actually moving these body parts. We're just contracting them, right? So we build some stability. That's what we're looking for. Not necessarily just flexibility, but the balance between stability and flexibility. That's going to be the ideal, what we're going for with the body. All right, breathe. Shoulders relaxed, head is up, gaze is forward. Last breath here. Exhale, step this right knee back. We're going to bring it down to the floor. On the inhale, we're going to step the left foot forward. All right, so notice, right, as I described last time, a lot of times I see this pose, people just kind of drop the hips and they're bending into the back, but that's not really creating any stable lumbar support. So think about, we're going to bring the rib cage over the pelvis. My left leg straightens a little bit. While I maintain the core here, I then lean forward again. Now I feel it here. Good. Relax the arms, relax the shoulders. Stay present with your breath. And exhale, release. Great job. Let's take the knees wide and we're going to bring the feet together for child's pose. Sit back towards your heels. So if this is uncomfortable, very uncomfortable, you can always take a block or a blanket or pillow and kind of sit on it. My other block is going to be used for my head. And then I'm going to take the knees wide and let the belly just fall in between the thighs and bring the head to the block. And then feel the breath expanding the rib cage like a balloon. So as you inhale, when you breathe into a balloon, the balloon moves in all directions, not just the front, not just the back, but expanding outwards. So that's what we're going to do with our breath. Feel the shoulders just falling away from the ears. All right, inhale. We're going to come back up. And then we're going to lay down for our meditation. So great job. So really important part of building a strong, healthy back is having our hips supporting the spine, right? So we want to open up the hips in all directions. Right? So that is like our first part of class. Let's lay back. Let's meditate. Sometimes laying completely flat on the floor, I understand, is not comfortable. So do whatever you need to do. If you want to place a bolster under the knees, just allow the body to come to rest. Let the breath go natural. Next inhale, bring your hands to your heart. Thank your body for, right, being awesome. Even though if it's, maybe not functioning perfectly, right? We always have so much to be grateful for. So I like to put my energy into that, think about why I love my body. All right, thanks for joining me. So stay around for part 2. We're going to start building more stability into the abdominals and into the pelvis. So see you in a minute.